from information overload to sound decision-making. In our work, we participated in many management team reviews where teams were struggling for decisions and budgets. It is always striking to observe that most of them are presentations of plain data, leaving the management team alone with their decisions. We want to provide managers and teams with an easy framework and tools to change the paradigm from overloading data to presentations of conclusions driven by insight derived from observations of relevant information. Shifting the character of reviews from exhausting, lingering data marathons to intellectual challenges and active discussions based on logic, rationale, and relevance. Therefore, we suggest to add an additional phase to the planning sequence. Synthesizing. We have seen far more analysts in our professional lives breaking larger problems into smaller issues than architects who synthesize smaller insights into great learnings. Synthesizing is the indispensable step necessary to get the larger picture. Jumping directly from the analysis of scattered data to execution does not lead to the desired results. The more constructive way is to synthesize the insight derived from the observations of data to compelling strategic stories. Let me visualize the process quickly. In the center you can see the current business situation, which is analyzed along guiding questions raised from different perspectives. These guiding questions must address relevant information gaps and can be standardized for business sectors or markets. The answer to these questions require the analysis of data to observe the underlying mechanisms. The interpretation of these observations result in insights which are the smallest building blocks of the strategy. Remember, insights are created for every guiding question. This input is now synthesized to the larger picture of realistic opportunities available to the company. Objectives and goals are associated to the opportunities, and multiple strategies can be formulated now. The opportunity tree is key output of this activity. It focuses on the few vital opportunities, describes the objectives in a qualitative compelling way, associates measurable quantitative goals to these objectives, and presents strategies which are mutually exclusive and collectively exhaustive. How does a strategic marketing planning process look like? It comprises 4 phases which relate to 4 sections in the planning documentation. Within a section, answers to the guiding questions are given, observations made, and insights captured. At the end of each section, the synthesis of the insights is found. A concise conclusion representing the essentials for the management summary. The conclusions for the management will be separated from the full analysis prepared by the team. Only these essentials are circulated to the management review team prior to the review meeting. This summary should not exceed 12 pages. How is a section exactly structured? Each section is made up by a number of modules. These modules represent different perspectives the analysts take to look at the business situation. Modules are composed of elements which represent the key points of interest to be addressed when assessing a module comprehensively. Guiding questions will lead there. Let's zoom in. Here we see the module Product Portfolio with its elements and guiding questions. Key to successful planning is the efficient collection of the data and answers. Therefore, we offer a set of templates which have proven themselves in many strategic plans. We are suggesting Microsoft Excel spreadsheets, a program widely used. The benefit compared to Microsoft PowerPoint is that the content of the cell can be picked up by a separate analysis form in an automated way. This gives a lot of flexibility when comparing verticals, product categories, customers or markets. In addition to the type of the template, the data, the observation, and the insight, we find equality metrics as well. By help of this metric, we can track information on team, tool usage, and data quality. This quality metric can be bottom-up compounded to gain a good first impression how reliable a plan was put together. Orange, Green and Water can provide more than 60 pre-formatted templates which have proven their usefulness in many planning projects. A macro in the analysis form will extract the information from the templates in an automated way. From there it will be formatted and printed on sticky notes to prepare a structured output for the synthesizing session. This structured input will be reduced, prioritized, rearranged, collapsed, and finally synthesized. This method was invented by the Japanese anthropologist Jiro Kawakita and is called KJ technique. The KJ technique is a powerful social technique to compound the knowledge and experience of a group. This is not a clustering technique where software and computers can help. Goal is to identify the affinity across the information. This requires the capability to abductive thinking, which can only be realized by the human brain. Finally, the output from the KJ is arranged in logical groups, which build the core for the final review presentation. We will begin with the opportunity statement. Second line is a line of the rational arguments. The third line gives evidence and the reason to believe. The last line is the supporting data. This line is not presented, only to preempt questions which are anticipated. This makes your strategic story ready to be told. The presentation of opportunities in form of strategic stories make people listen, create pictures in their heads, make the story stick, is built on data, and is far more convincing than a bulleted list mandating a revenue increase from A to B%. Download our handout for this video and more information on the templates can be found at www.ogw-online.com.